Well, hello. Hi there. Well, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to YouTube, but I'd like to also invite you to my Patreon site. Okay, it's been a while. I haven't been posting a lot on YouTube because I've been working a lot on the Patreon site. And I'm going to give you the link here for Patreon. Hopefully you'll come by Patreon and look around. And if you join Patreon, you're going to see it's a lot different than what we have here at YouTube. I'm going to continue to post videos on YouTube. The thing about the Patreon site, I actually start to get a little bit of pay for my work. It's not very much, but I'm hoping it will make the difference in my future as I'm getting older. And I don't think I can ever retire, but I play guitar. I love teaching. So there's videos that get into things that I lecture about, topics I lecture about to do with music, guitar, learning guitar. Thing about the Patreon site, though, besides all of the videos that I have, which are now over the 200, approaching 300 mark, 300 videos, and it'll keep growing. The thing is besides the videos, I have libraries that I've posted. There are libraries for scales, chords, arpeggios, the trilogy there. And my scale charts are a lot different than what you've probably seen. I do them in colors. You can see I like colors. But I do them in colors so that we're able to colorize the intervals and the scales, and it makes it easier to learn intervals and learn your music theory. And I also correlate colors with sounds. Warm sounds, warm colors, cold sounds. So there's a whole psychology that I bring into things that I do, like the charts that I make. Those charts I make, besides being on the scale charts, arpeggio charts, they're also on some of my chord charts that I do. I actually get in there, I give you the fingering to use with the chords, but I also colorize so that you see the intervals, you see what you're doing with the shapes and forms. So my way of teaching is a lot different, but I've been teaching a long time. I've made a lot of great guitar players. A lot of guitar players attain their goals. I found a system that makes it easier to relate to and fun to learn, and that we bring the arts all together. The arts of colorizing, textures. There's a philosophy that I have to teaching that you'll learn about. So over the past few months, being the age I'm at, I've had some health problems, some issues, but I'm resolving them with my doctors. Nothing that I'm going to die of soon. I'm hoping to be around for maybe another decade or two, I'm hoping, and continuing to always bring more videos, more lectures on topics that are important to guitar players, musicians, and about learning how to learn. Learning how to learn guitar. I mean, there's an art to that, okay? I found that out. Every person's different. Everyone learns differently. We're all unique. So I try to address that. I try to get into the philosophy of teaching, the psychology, the neurology, that certain parts of our brain we can tune to and be mindful of to help us learn better, help us get deeper into the music, the rhythms, the feel of the rhythms, internalizing and humanizing, in some cases, the music, and making it more real to us, more feeling, more from the heart, more from what we have here to the heart, to the guitar, to our hearing, all of the senses affecting the emotions, what we're able to do with it. If it's performing for yourself, if it's playing in a band, if it's making music for healing, for therapy, maybe it's you're writing the hit songs. Maybe you're just a songwriter. You want to just, for whatever reason, you're writing songs. You want to get better at it. You want to play with other musicians, better musicians, good musicians. You want to go to the jam sessions. You want to be at the jam sessions, and you really want to be able to fit in and talk the language of musicians if you're playing with really good, say maybe jazz musicians or other musicians from other styles, other levels of knowledge. You want to be able to talk the language, converse. And someone tells you to, hey, could you play this for me? Could you add this to the chord? Could you do this? Well, if you've had lessons with me and you know the language theory, you're going to do me proud because you're going to have answers, or you're going to be able to do it. Sometimes, here's one of my words I use, finagle. Sometimes we finagle, but that gets us out of the quagmires that you're allowed, the quagmires you might get into. It's a journey. Music, guitar playing, learning the guitar, it's a journey. It's an adventure. And when you go on the mission to attain your goals, you're going to make discoveries. And with me, I want to teach you how to learn this instrument. Now, there's a lot of guitar teachers out there. I don't think most of them should be teaching. They're doing it for some reason of money or something. And I get a lot of students that do video remote lessons with me and in-person lessons throughout the years. And they come from other teachers, and a lot of times I have to go, okay, you got some really bad habits. You kind of learned wrong. You don't get it. Let's start over and build our foundation. So building the foundation is really important with me. When you go to the Patreon site, if you join, you're going to see there's different levels. You can join just where you have access to all the videos. You can join to where you have access to the videos and all of the paperwork, all the chord charts, scale charts. And I even go farther with it. I get into this because I give you art, I give you my history you get to see in photographs and posters, just some fun stuff. Because I wanted people to be able to join that aren't necessarily a musician or a guitar player. They just want to be with me and help me and support me, and they want to see what I'm doing and be part of this wonderful adventure that I'm on. So I put some stuff in there that's just artsy stuff, googly moogly, gobbledygook stuff for people. Just take any way you want. Use it if you like. Take the art I give you, do things with it. Some of it's learning about my history so you get to know about me. I think that's important. And I'm always updating. Everything. From time to time, the scales, the chord charts. Beyond that, I do jam track teaching. I have jam tracks that I allow you to have that you can copy and download, and we work with those. We work with a wonderful application I call iReal Pro that all of my students, my personal students, and remote students have iReal because I do a lot of charts. I mean, I've done hundreds of charts for iReal that will help you with chord progressions, blues progressions, jazz progressions, all different styles. We can change the tempos, we can change the keys. It's just a really big help. It's one of the greatest tools that I have in my arsenal of teaching. It's the iReal Pro. Go to iRealPro.com. Most of my students get it on their iPad, or they get it on their iPhone and iPad, or their computer and iPad, all three. And you can put the iReal Pro up on a big screen if you like. There's so much you can do with it, but it's one of the best applications I know to learn to write music, and also it gives you a band. It gives you a band of whatever instruments you want your band to have, what styles you want them to play in, what styles you want your music, your charts to be played in. It's just a wonderful. You have your own band, you don't have to pay them. You just make the small payment. I think it's $25, and you got the works, okay, and styles. It's just, I have other videos, and there will be videos on iReal and helping you learn it and use it. It's just one of the great apps. You can even do gigs with it. Instead of having a band, You might just do that acoustic gig and have your iReel there, and you got a band in back of you playing your songs, the chords, and the instruments you want. Just could be really groovy, okay? Once again, on YouTube, I've only been able to go so far with just putting some videos on. And when I started this, I was new at videos. I had some health problems, breathing, mostly COPD, and so, but I kept doing videos, and I did some really good beginning videos on different styles and riffs to help my students out. I got into certain subjects. There are actually playlists that you can go, lectures that I do. I talk about things and certain chord progressions, the blues thing where we're shuffling, boogies, all that stuff. There's videos on all that. But I've even gone farther with it on the Patreon. Since I've been for a year really not doing YouTube so much, but working more on the Patreon, I've done more videos that give you the jam tracks in back, and I get into other details and other teaching that I haven't done on the YouTube. I am going to share some of that stuff, though, on YouTube. There are even things about healing, the hand health, and why you should do this and why you should do that and how to practice this. I have dealing with frustration, the psychology, learning how to learn. Some of those videos are on YouTube, and then some of the newer ones that I'm doing and doing a part 2 or part 3 of some things will just be on the Patreon. So once again, the Patreon, you can come in, and I think the bottom level you come in is just supporting me. That's at the $5 a month, and it gives you all the videos. You get all the videos, and you get some of the libraries. I actually have some link libraries too that give you links of other guitar players. The guys that just show you songs are out there. I like some of those guys, and I don't do so much of, hey, I'm going to show you all this songs, these songs. That's more for these other guys. I give you the links so that they can help you out. Okay. There's lots of links. There's links for other guys that are more specialized in certain areas that, hey, I'm going to let you know who they are, and I want you to go check them out and let me know what you think. And I'm always open to adding other links of other guitar players, guitar teachers, and musicians. Anything to do with guitar, okay? The Guitar Zone, right? Okay, I got sidetracked there, but I wanted to tell you the $5 level gets you a lot of stuff, and you can read about it on a Patreon. They call them tiers. So you go to the next tier, and I think the next tier is a $10 level. It opens up all the files and stuff, along with the videos. You get to the Blue Zone file. That opens up even some other files. The other thing is podcasts. I haven't done them yet, but I'm going to be starting to do live podcasts on probably a weekend night. It may be Sunday evenings, where if you're signed into Patreon, you'll be able to have the link, and you'll be able to be part of the group of people that I'm doing podcasts for. And you'll be able to interact with us and maybe even jam with us, and I'll be able to think. So there's something really cool going to be happening with podcasts. And it may be a YouTube also. I may open that up to YouTube. I'm not quite sure, but that's coming up real soon. The whole podcast thing is going to be a great element to my whole Guitar Zone. Okay, so there's a $25 level. There's another level you get up, I think it's $50 or $60, another tier, and that gives you a remote lesson with me once a month, plus everything, plus all the videos. Plus all the videos and all the charts and the whole works. And then there's other levels where you can get 2 remote lessons with me, wherever you live in the world. As long as we can hook up a FaceTime remote, we're good. And you can come in at another level where you have 3 lessons with me, or a lesson every week is my top tier. But it gives you access to all of the charts, all of the libraries, scale, chord libraries, the links libraries, the video libraries. I try to organize them so you can go in and go to a certain subject and you'll see videos that I've done on that. The lectures, sometimes my lectures are long. I go in 1, 2, 3, 4 parts because I get talking on specific categories to do with guitar, okay, and learning. This, once again, is kind of a news and an update to let you know I'm not done with YouTube. I'm going to continue to post on YouTube, though you'll see some stuff coming out from time to time. And it may be where I do my live podcast. It's also a portal for the Guitar Time, Guitar Zone, to hopefully, if you want to get deeper in it and get with me and have access to all the things all the creative tools that I have, everything that I can give you, then you need to look at possibly supporting me. And the way you do that is, it's like buying me a cup of coffee a month for $5, or buying me a little meal. It might cost you $25, but that gives you access to everything. I would love to have you at the level where I could do a remote lesson with you once a month. And I could be able to analyze what you're doing, look at how you're playing, and hone in on things, build our foundation, be your coach for a long time, for as long as we can do it, as long as I'm living and alive, all right? My life is really important. It's all about, to me, making moments and memories. And I do a lot of that through teaching and performing. I'm going to be back on the road again sometime. I hope to be touring. Maybe I'll be coming to your town sometime. If you've joined and you're one of my patrons on the Patreon site, then we might meet up sometime. Be in your town or near your town, and who knows? We'll play together. Who knows what could happen? There's lots of possibilities. That's why I love the adventures. The adventures in the Guitar Zone. But the Guitar Zone is a place that I'm going to keep developing. And you may give me ideas. I always love it when my students comment on something or they send me a personal note. Robert, why don't you try this? They want to help me with my advertising to get more patrons, to get more people subscribing to me. Or it might be to do with how I'm teaching, or a certain chart, or a certain chord, arpeggio, scale. You can comment, give me opinions on anything. I'm open. I'd love to hear it. If I can be of help to send you on a path of learning with me, or developing your style, your guitar playing skills and technique, this is what I'm about. It's what the Guitar Zone's about. It's my life work. I had a lot of great times in my younger years when I had some really nice luck and breaks where I was able to tour the world with my blues heroes and play all the big festivals and play across the states many, many times and tour and meet my heroes and hang out with them. And I've been lucky that way. I did have enough schooling just before I was ready to head into my college in music. Well, my break came to go on the road, and I chose the road, but I've been doing a lot of studying. Sometimes I'm kind of like a wannabe psychiatrist of the blues, or psychiatrist of the guitar, or a psychologist, or a neurologist. I can wear a lot of hats, okay? But those are just wannabe stuff, okay? But I will make it work, and I'm open. You know, some of my friends are psychologists and doctors and PhDs, and they kind of help me too and give me ideas. So it's so open. I'm giving it all to you. If you can help me on the Patreon site, that's the greatest thing you can do. And then it gives us a personal contact. You won't get that just being on YouTube. I put stuff on YouTube so that everyone has access to me, whether they can afford to join me at the Guitar Zone or not. I'm always open to people, that have financial problems. I'm in financial embarrassment. I have some videos. I'll probably talk about it and be honest with you. But I'm struggling. But I'm happy in life because I teach. The guitar is so important. What it can do. It can bring us together. It can heal us. It can make us share our feelings and our emotions. It's such a great tool, a great thing. And I always use those words. With me, you're going to be going on adventures, and I want to have you on journeys with me. If you will, you'll be on a mission at the Guitar Zone. I would love to have you on the mission. And maybe you'll go on some safaris with me. Just me and you, guitar-wise, you know. You'll get sign in and have remote lesson with me, and we'll plug in and be able to work with each other personally like that. Wouldn't that be great? And then I really get to see what you're doing and see where I can help and where we can make you better and how we can get you to learn better. So there's all of these wonderful things. I like to use that magic word I use all the time. It comes from the 60s. I'm a child of the 60s. We used a word called groovy. Yes, groovy. It's a wonderful word. And I'm hoping to be your groovy guitar teacher. I want you here in my hippie pad. It's far out here, man. I'm telling you. It's very hip. When you join the Patreon, you're going to be here in the hippie pad with me. You got a means to be with me here. And we get to be personal. You know, we get to go on that mission, that safari, that journey, that adventure. I guarantee you it's going to be interesting. All right, well, I've kind of gone as far as I'm going to go. I try to shorten up my videos, but I start babbling and talking, and of course I need to do this. But I wanted to let you know that YouTube is groovy, okay, but I've got the other plan for you. If you can make it over the Patreon site, come over and look around and come into a tier or ask me questions about it. Hey, I'm open, you know. I'd love to see that you joined at one of the tiers, any one of them, even at the bottom tier. This is Robert Knoll at the Guitar Zone saying, I can't wait to take you to the next level, to maybe build the foundation. I want you to attain your goals. That's what my teaching's all about, okay? And we'll find ways to do it. There is a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Guaranteed. And we'll do it the groovy way.